All right, David, give me a couple of ticket texts here if people are just joining in. TJ Hawkinson is a Viking. You pick up a 2 this year and a 3 next year, and you give up a 3 this year and a conditional 4th next year. So, again, I don't know what the hell we're doing here. I really don't. But if you're all in on it, let's hear it. But one thing I'm telling you, if we're starting to trade pieces and they're going to tank this thing out, then just get rid of Dan Campbell. What are we doing?
That's fair. That is because I think that would be you would allow the next coach to do something that you really haven't done before. Pick your QB and start fresh. And now I think the fans would accept, okay, like it or not, it's kind of like with the Tigers. I don't want to see another rebuild, but at least you're doing things differently this time. So I can stomach another 2 or 3 years hoping it works because you're doing it the correct way.
David, some ticket text, please.
This has SOL all over it. Whichever QB they take, the other two will be all pros, and ours will be meh. Since the Lions are like a magician, don't pay attention to this hand. How bad we suck. Let's all get excited about this other hand. The draft never ends. It's from Glenn.
Don't look at this.
Holmes needs...
I shouldn't laugh, but that's really good.
Holmes needs to go. I'm tired of blaming Campbell when he seems to be the only one trying and caring. Mike from work.
You know what? I'm sick and tired of hearing about all these non-football reasons you like Dan Campbell. That's what I'm sick of. Tell me one football thing this guy brings to the table.
He doesn't have to, Mike, because he's won the crowd over. He doesn't have to.
Oh, he cares. I don't care.
It's on me. Miami has just turned a 3 first from the Trey Lance swap into Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill, and Bradley Chubb. Lions should be paying attention. That is from Chris. And then Rob from West Bloomfield asks, where is Chris Spielman in all of this? Does he have a voice in the front office at all?
Yeah, I mean, he's the guy who was on TV preaching patience for Bob Quinn and Matt Patricia, and he's the guy who helped bring this train wreck here. And he's still got a huge voice in Sheila's ear. Hell, I don't know. Maybe he's your next GM. I don't care anymore. I'm sick of it.
He sounds about as broken as the callers on Sunday.
Rico, I bet. Rico, it's just my entire professional existence in this town. Nothing has changed. Nothing. It's one thing to be a fan. You can walk away. Mm-hmm. But when your job is to talk about this, I'm just done. I tried to be optimistic this year, and it's been such a bleep disaster. They just traded one of their 3 best offensive weapons for pick swaps in what is now this never-ending game of kick the can. What are we doing?
Hoping.
I'm going to be 2 years into this rebuild. You ready? Mm-hmm. I don't have a quarterback. I am not winning any games. I don't know if the head coach is for real. That's not progress. Not progress.
Not progress, but hey, at least the owner came out and told you.
Oh, my gosh. And let me read this for you, Mike.
And I mean that when I say it. I hate you.
This is in reference to you bringing up Marion Campbell. Someone says, even Marion Campbell, the Falcons coach, was 11-32. LOL.
What? Okay, my bad. But I mean,
no,
I
think they're saying that even he had more wins than Campbell.
I had to go into the recesses of the medulla oblongata to find a bum that would rate where Dan Campbell's headed. Think about it. If he finishes this year with 3 or 4 wins, it is very plausible that if you bring him back for year 3 with a rookie quarterback, he will be amongst the Mount Rushmore of football bums in history. And I'm the bad guy? You think because he does a bunch of chew and swills beer and has traps made of steel that I need to keep him here?
Yep.
I'm trying to show you historical context for how bad the guy is. What are we doing? If you want word down the field, a sucker two that will not yield. I can't take it. If you want to do this and you want to tear it down and your team Holmes, fine. Then get me a new staff, let them draft a quarterback, and we'll do it again.
But yes, it's going to require you to actually let him go. And look, this may end up solving itself, because if you get to Thanksgiving and he only has one victory in week 2 and you just got embarrassed on national TV again, you may have no choice. You let him go. You have an interim coach. And, yeah, now you got your pick and trying to bring somebody here. So maybe let's just hope that this works itself out, Mike, because that's my biggest thing. You did this 3 years ago. You let a coach that you knew was on the hot seat go in there with a GM. They made a pick. They took Jeff Okudah. Okay, great. Except for you passed on 2 QBs that could have this team. Look at what Miami is doing. You want to know why Miami can make moves like this? Because 1, they have a quarterback, and 2, that quarterback is under the salary cap. So they could go for broke right now because they're in their window of greatness, and you're rebuilding again because you allow people who you knew they weren't going to come back, but you let them make the picks anyway.
Take a call. I need a drink. This sucks. This sucks.
Jeff, what's happening?
Hi, how are you guys doing today?
I'm
Super.
doing good, Jeff. Mike is on.
I know it's hard to follow Mike, but most of my points were taken by other callers. Because at first, when I saw Hawkinson gone, I thought, well, maybe Mitchell will come up and we can build some tight ends late in the draft, like Mike has always advocated for. You don't need to go spending a top 15 pick. But again, I guess when I look at this whole thing, I think Campbell gets more of a break because he's likable than Patricia, who wasn't. And then the last point is this Miami game. I'm going to give you a tale of 2 Alabama wide receivers that sums up the Lions. Miami picks Waddle, who's coming off an injury and little gimpy, and all of a sudden he's playing already. We draft a guy with an injury, and it's up to week 12 probably before we'll see anything of him. And I think that sums up the Lions. They picked the wrong guy, whether it's the coach, whether it's a receiver from Alabama, or what. You name it, they just keep picking wrong, and then with each wrong pick, instead of fixing it, they compound it by making another bad pick to try to cover up, i.e. the Okudah, by keeping Patricia around, that they were stuck doing that. So I think you guys are right on. It's an endless cycle of one bad decision, then another decision to cover that up.
Well, and again, it's like, now what? We're supposed to just go, oh, well, hey, it's okay. We're going to lose 13 games again this year. Like, what? How? We already did that last year. We already said openly, we know year 1's going to be terrible. They got to clear the decks. They just traded the franchise QB. We got 2 first-rounders coming up. We're going to, we'll build it right. Now, it's gone so poorly. You're going to sell people another wasted year? Man.
And let's hope they do.